We are not out of the woods yet, but we do want to provide a path forward for economic recovery in our state.
Coming up on Good Morning Northwest, Governor Inslee is setting new standards for communities to reopen.
And waking up this morning, more rain is set to move in. I'll have more details on that Wednesday forecast. It's all coming up.
From Camp KVUE Local News, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning, Northwest, and thanks for waking up with us early on this Wednesday morning. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Kristen Walls. Kristen, day 6 of 2021, and today's supposed to be pretty rainy.
Yep, we'll have some on and off rain showers. Now, we're not raining the entire day, but just have that umbrella nearby in case you get caught in any kind of downpour that happens to pop up for today. But still staying fairly mild today, close to 50 degrees later on this afternoon. So let's get you started with that live look downtown Yakima. Kind of a different story for you. You had a few showers still moving through yesterday afternoon. That kept your temperatures yesterday only in the upper 30s compared to a lot of other locations yesterday. We had highs in the low 50s, so quite the temperature difference yesterday for the Yakima Valley. Now, early this morning, we are seeing more scattered rain showers starting to move back in, so everybody will see the rainfall for today. The majority of the wet weather, at least right now, around Moses Lake and Othello. This will start to fill in, especially for that commute to work. Temperatures right now, we're at 42 in the Tri-Cities, 34 in Yakima, and where we're seeing 50 degrees this morning in Walla Walla. Those winds have been picking up, so we're still looking at some of those downsloping winds and a little bit breezy for you this morning. So as you plan out your Wednesday forecast, just plan on that on and off rain. 50 degrees later on this afternoon. So look at how long this wet weather will last. Your full forecast, Monica, it's coming up.
Thank you, Kristen. Well, Governor Inslee says he has a new plan to reopen Washington businesses after weeks of another almost complete shutdown. He says the new plan will be significantly different than those we've seen in the past.
This will not be done on a county-by-county basis, but instead will be done by regions. A region will need to show that it has had a 10% decrease trend over the last 14 days. Also that it has a 10% decrease in COVID hospital admission rates over the same period, that the ICU occupancy rate is less than 90%, and that the test positivity rate is less than 10%.
Now, here's a look at the region Governor Inslee is talking about. As you can see, Kittitas, Yakima, Benton, Franklin, Walla Walla, and Columbia counties are all in the same region. The whole state will start as phase 1 on Monday. He says restaurants and gyms won't be able to reopen until phase 2. And Cap KVUE asked Governor Inslee a question that we've been hearing a lot from you about what he would tell restaurant owners who say their dining rooms are safer than grocery stores. Here's what the governor had to say.
And we know that one of the most riskiest environments is when people sit across the table and for an hour and a half and dine together and enjoy each other's company and cannot wear masks. This is a central fundamental tenet. It's a little bit surprising to me people don't sort of figure that out on their own. People wear masks when they go to grocery stores, and they don't sit next to each other for an hour and a half and breathe on each other. It's a very, very different environment.
Inslee continued by saying there's $100 million of relief coming to struggling restaurants, and he believes there will be more when the legislature reconvenes. After nearly a month of serving customers indoors, despite those state rules against it, Stuffy's restaurant of Longview, Washington, has received notice of a $126,000 fine. The restaurant's owners are set to appear in Cowlitz County Superior Court in response to that and a temporary restraining order filed by the state attorney general's office. The State Department of Labor and Industries also issued a citation for willful serious violations for having inside dining each day for 7 days, December 22nd to 28th. That led to the $126,000 penalty. The U.S. government promised to vaccinate 20 million people for coronavirus by the end of 2020, but nationwide, the rollout for the vaccine has been slow. Here in Washington, first in line were frontline workers in healthcare and then those living in long-term care facilities. Next in line, some essential workers such as police and teachers and people 75 and older. Some areas of the state have already vaccinated the first group called 1A, and they're ready to move to the next. But other counties are struggling to get the first group vaccinated, and only a fraction of their doses have been administered.
I'm not surprised. It's such a complex situation. I think with the way the vaccine is rolling out, the fact that we have limited supply, we don't know what the supply is going to be like from week to week.
So if you want to know when and if you're eligible for the vaccine, today the state is planning to roll out a Phase Finder app. You just put in your information about your age, whether you work in healthcare or are another essential worker, and you'll be told when you're eligible and where you can go. Well, right now, most of the Puget Sound region is under a landslide advisory from the Department of Natural Resources, with more rain expected this week. This is right on the Hood Canal in Poulsbo, where rescue crews had to evacuate 8 homes. We also had that mudslide on US 2 near Leavenworth earlier this week that shut down part of the highway. Switching gears at 5:05, happy birthday, Tilly Zangbing. She's 107 years old, wears sparkly red nail polish, and has lived through not one, but 2 pandemics, the influenza outbreak of 1918 and the current coronavirus crisis. She recently got vaccinated, but while living in Detroit Lakes, Minnesota, came down with COVID-19, saying she just slept all the time. Zangbing also beat cancer when she was 95. Her son says when people ask what her secret to old age is, she jokes around saying that she has a cocktail every night.
You know, she's not the first person to say this. That, you know, either she's a drink every night, glass of wine, whatever it is. But
I think it's just being able to keep that positivity.
Exactly. Her spirit's just up all the time, and she's always smiling, it seems like.
I think that's what it is. All right, let's take a quick break here on Good Morning Northwest. But first, let's take that live look outside.
And we are still looking at more rain chances out there today. Make sure to grab the umbrella. Look at how long it's expected to last and what you can expect heading into your weekend. It's all coming up.
Plus, doing your own COVID test at home just got easier since you can now buy testing kits on Amazon, but they won't come cheap.